to see ya. I'ma meet you at the graveyard, where you lay down, where you stay now, face now, go. I'm no longer by my side now. Wish we were together now, no, see your heart.
Wow, that was fucking smooth. Okay, so what's up guys, welcome back to West Wild World. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. I have a lot to do today, so basically in the last video you probably could have seen that everything was in fucking shambles because I just got back from my herping trip. So what I'm going to do today is going to take out almost every single snake and clean their glass and make sure everything looks pristine and nice. First snake I'm going to hop into is I'm probably going to move from the deadliest to the least deadly, so I'm going to move on to the Bothrops. Bothrops columbiensis. He also needs new water, and he's been eating like a little champ in this new enclosure. Well, it's new to him. It's not a new enclosure that I've had, but he hasn't refused a meal yet, and he's growing a lot bigger. Still just as temperamental as ever, of course. It's one of the most dangerous snakes in the world, this Bothrops, to handle, that is. But if you're slow and gentle with him, he is alright. It's actually one of the more calm experiences that I've had with him. I think these snakes, similar to the Chinese sharp-nosed vipers, they don't like to be grabbed on their tail at all. But yeah, he's an absolutely gorgeous specimen. They don't get as big as the Bothrops Asper, but he's coming straight up to my hand, so I just have to let him go there. Yes. These guys are pit vipers found in South America. These guys also have a full body strike length, so I do have to be very, very careful with them. That's why I'm moving very slowly. And obviously they are pit vipers, so they can sense my heat. That's why as soon as he came up, he was targeting my center body because I'm a huge heat source. But yeah, beautiful animal. And you can see how much thicker he's getting since he's been enjoying his meals. But let's close up, clean his glass, clean his enclosure, and I'll get back to you guys soon. Okay, so I cleaned up the glass, cleaned up the thing, put some water in there. But basically all I'm doing today is just trying to make the snake room look a little bit better. I usually do this every about 3 to 4 months when I deep clean all the enclosures, but most of the enclosures are bioactive. So I do not have to do that anymore, but just keep it looking nice. It's not like it's a display yet. But yeah, check how gorgeous he is. He's gained a lot of weight since he's been put in that enclosure. Hasn't skipped out on a meal yet, so that is awesome. But check how gorgeous he is. I'm not going to tail him. Probably should double hook him right now. He's not really supported, but let's just get him straight into the enclosure. And it's like I trained him, but his tail's still wiggling there. He's a little bit pissed off. So that is their threat display. They have a little thorn on the end of the tail that they will rustle in leaves to it's super cute in the water, to mimic a rattlesnake, to basically tell you to fuck off. But yeah, I'm gonna close up and then move on to some other snakes. Okay, so my girlfriend seems to like this angle from the window outside, but I'm gonna be moving on to my West African forest cobra. That's a fucking shit. Oh my god, I actually need to hire a proper camera person because she's dramatic at the best of times. But yeah, so these plants have actually been doing super well in here, and he's coming out because he thinks he's getting some food. Hey, you want some food? But this flower over here is actually bloomed. If my girlfriend wants to get it, it's actually quite pretty. I'll look at the snake, don't stress. It's actually very pretty. One of my mates said is very good with bioactive said that these won't last, so fuck him. Jokes. Actually might be seeing him at the end of this month up in Germany, so might film a little bit with him, even though he is a fucking degenerate. But yeah, this is my banded West African forest cobra. Let's see if he'll zoom out the way or if he'll actually let me get him. I guess he will zoom, but let's try and get this as smooth as possible. There we go. Hello. He has gained a lot more confidence since I first got him. You guys wouldn't have seen when I first got him because he was very, very temperamental and was off and on food continuously. But he's a typical West African, just climbing up the hook, very, very arboreal. He hasn't gotten to that stage yet where he wants to stand his ground and fight. He's sort of at that stage where he's just big enough to know that he can stand and fight, but he would rather flee. West Africans with their personality, they usually want to just stand and kill everything in their way, but he's like a typical West African, just zooming off everywhere. Doesn't want to ride a hook, doesn't want to do anything, so let's get him in here. Bastard. But he's got a lot bigger since I first got him. Hey, stay in there. We just want to show you off. He's about 1.5 meters now, and he was about 1.2 when I first got him. But as you can see, super arboreal. I mean, fucking pain in the ass to handle, but I love handling these guys. Just wish he was a bit more temperamental than what he is. But yeah, gonna clean up and I'll get back to you guys soon. Righty, okay, so we've spent the last 5 minutes looking at a motherfucking snail, because my girlfriend is fascinated by them. They kind of do look like fucking aliens, but yeah, as you can see, bioactive. I'm just, oh, there's one crawling up the glass. You can, oh, that's actually super cool. Check here. Check how it's like a cat, not a caterpillar, but it's like a puff adder. The movements of its muscles moving up here. You can see that's not just the camera going those black lines. It's muscles crawling up. That's actually super fucking cool. But let's get one of the more rare venomous snakes out and stop looking at a motherfucking snail. Stop it. No, snake, not snail. Snake. Okay, got it. Cool. This is more interesting than a snail. But cool, let's get the West African out after cleaning his gloose and see how he's acting after sitting in the bin for a little bit. I probably should have given him a bath, but he seems to be a little bit more calm. Yeah, you still want to come and try and bite me, bastard. But yeah, this is the banded variation of the West African forest cobra. Super gorgeous animal. Hey, I haven't done anything to your enclosure. Super cool though. Absolutely gorgeous animal. Don't see him too much because, again, he was very shy when I first got him and he wasn't on food. Well, food that I can show. So yeah, gonna move on to, actually we can just, hey, stop being a retard. Go back into your hide. We're gonna just move on to the Neotropical. Clean his glass. The little fucking bastard, still looking for food. Also looks like a little stalker like the West African. But let's get him out. See how he's acting. I don't have food, sir. Handling time, not food time. Yes, yes, we all know that you're a bastard. Let's move slow with him and check how big and beautiful he is. Like with all Crotalus, they don't really ride the hook that well, so he might fall off. So let's just get him straight in here. I'll talk a bit more about him. There's his little rattle going, hey? You little cranky motherfucker. But we'll talk a little bit more about him when I clean up his glass. Let's see you guys there. So my girlfriend found out that my sleeves can come off, so that's why I'm looking like a retard. But yeah, so I cleaned the glass of this. Okay, my tattoos, people have seen the ads, like not like I've had them for like almost a year now. But yeah, cleaned it up, sprayed it down a little bit with the mousse, the sphagnum mousse, and then let's get him out. Yeah, you're still hoying, man. You are going to be such a cunt for your entire life, aren't you? But this is a neotropical rattlesnake found in South America. What's cool about this species is actually that they have a mainly neurotoxic venom compared to most Crotalus species, and Crotalus is just rattlesnakes, the rattlesnake family basically. But yeah, they mainly have a neurotoxic venom, so a bite from the snake would be absolutely terrible, devastating even. Not to say that the other North American species aren't terrible bites, but obviously neurotoxic will shut down your system a lot quicker than a hemotoxic bite, which is most of the other rattlesnakes. I just got a fright by my girlfriend. Hey, will you actually even tag? I don't know. Yeah, you will if there was a heat signature. Absolute bastard of a snake. Have to handle him. I always say I'd have to handle him a lot more, but you know, if there was anti-venom around, then maybe I would handle him, but I don't feel like dying young. But we're going to move on to the Mozambique spitting cobra, and then I'll check you guys there. Okay, so I have these high-tech specs on again, designed by NASA specifically for me. That's how important I am. And obviously, it's going to be for the Mozambique spitting cobra, one of the most feared snakes in southern Africa, alongside the black mamba. And he's right in the corner over here. Don't spray at me, please. But the locals call this snake an Mfezi. What makes them so fearful, well, why people are so fearful of the snake, is that because they are nocturnal, they do have a reputation of crawling into people's beds and biting them when they are asleep. I'm sorry for the window blowing, the creaking in the background. It is quite a windy day here. Take all of this fucking bullshit out. Just after cleaning up the snake room, it's going to look like ass again. But I think he's crawled onto the side. But yeah, I have to clean out his water and clean the glass so I can see him a bit easier. But yeah, so what I was saying is that there have been cases of them crawling into people's beds at night and then unfortunately biting them. So they've earned quite a negative reputation. Yay, sorry, I'm just concentrating. They've earned quite a negative reputation because obviously it doesn't seem like there's a reason for them to be taking a bite out of those people. Usually most snake bites occur when someone is messing with a snake or trying to handle it, trying to kill it, and they're untrained. But yeah, so what the theory behind it is that they are nocturnal, so they come into your house looking for something to eat or a warm place to stay, and unfortunately sometimes that is some people's beds, and then they roll over onto these guys in their sleep and unfortunately get attacked. They are potently cytotoxic and they do have an element of neurotoxins in their venom, so the bite from this guy is absolutely terrible. It is covered from our polyvalent anti-venom though, so most bite victims do survive from the snake. Some are left with horrible scars and disfigurement from the cytotoxins in their venom, but most of them come out just fine. But yeah, I'm going to get him straight into the bin and then clean up his enclosure. Whoa, a little bit. Yeah. Hey, why are you so twitchy all of a sudden? Do you not like the hook? Is that what it is? Also haven't spent time with you in a little bit, brother. But you can see that they do not want anything to do with us. Even though he's being twitchy, he's not trying to bite, not trying to do anything. But yeah, before I take a bite and eat those words, let's just get him straight into the bin. Cool. Okay, yeah, my girlfriend's a retard, but yeah, cleaned out most of the stuff. It's pretty plain and boring. Might put some other stuff in there pretty soon, but not right at this second. And then you can see it spitting, which it usually doesn't. But yeah, they have modified fangs that allow them to actually spray their venom while in a neck position straight at your eyes. So if you hold it over here, it can go in your eyes. Pretty cool. But yeah, they also have very, very modified muscles around their venom glands to allow them to squeeze that venom and actually shoot it out to about 3 meters accurately. So yeah, absolutely incredible animal. Gorgeous, gorgeous Mozambique spinning cobra. They don't get much bigger than this. This is about a 1.5 meter Mozambique spinning cobra. But yeah, let's just get him swiftly into his enclosure. Don't know where he's trying to explore to, but let's just get him in there. Hey, you're gonna swim back and try and bite me, or you're gonna spit at me. Gorgeous animal. He's actually like constricting my finger there. Didn't really like it, but they actually have very, very gorgeous scalations around their lower body. They have like a salmon pink belly. He has a bit of a dull belly, but yeah. Hey, you like do you want me to come with you? You're fucking pulling me into the enclosure. Very, very old boy though. So let's close up, and then I have the Eastern Green Mamba to do that try to kill me, and then I also have to clean out the gaboon, and that will be the last snakes for today. Because I'm not going to take out the puff adders because there is a shit in there, but as you can see from that guinea pig, this puff adder is still very, very fat and digesting. Don't want him to regurge. These guys are just retards. They're just going to mess anything that I try and clean up, so I'm not going to fucking deal with them. Oh, I need to take out the Eurocoin. His glass doesn't need to be cleaned, but I need to take him out just to water him down so he can get something to drink. But yeah, I'll see you guys there. So he looks very, very ready to go. Old Sir Eurocoin. Let's see if I can get him out with 1 hook today instead of 2. Don't really feel like double hooking him. Hey. He did eat about 3 days ago, so I do just want to be a little bit careful. I think that's fine. He also might be going into shed. So I'm just going to get him into the bin, spray him down, and I'll get the gaboon out for you guys. And And then the last snake of today will be the eastern green mamba, but I'll check you guys there. Beautiful animal though, my favorite rattlesnake species on the planet. And yeah, love him to bits, but he doesn't love me. But yeah, gonna spray him down and I'll check you guys later. Wow, that was fucking smooth. Okay, so we're gonna be moving on to my baby gaboon. He has destroyed his little enclosure and he has also taken a dump. I also want to feed him today. But actually, before I take him out, let me show you how sick the sheds are, because he did pop out a shed. Just have to look through my mountains of sheds up top here. But he had a full shed. Look how cool that is. That's what I was trying to show you guys in the last video. The patterning down, it usually shows up on the sheds of the puff adders and gaboons, and actually most bitters. But yeah, absolutely awesome. Still struggling to get him to, for fuck's sake, I'm fucking so smooth with it today. Still struggling to get him to eat a little bit, but I think that will change. I just want to be a little bit careful with him. He has been a bit fiery as of late after he popped out of his shed. Let's take this stuff out. Very dangerous. Check how gorgeous that snake is. Absolutely awesome animal. I believe a lot of people actually take these guys' temperaments for granted. I have seen these guys flip completely back over themselves and almost get all the way back to their tail from this position. So my hand actually is in strike range, so I'm always looking at his head, always fully concentrated. But a beautiful West African gaboon biker baby. Also, I didn't say that the Eurocoin didn't really appreciate his bath too much, so he actually just zoomed out of the top and went back into his enclosure. So yeah, what I'm going to clean up, I might actually put him back on substrate. The reason that I took him off the substrate because he had a bit of a mite issue. I usually have issues with fucking gaboons and mites. This fucking hook, I swear to God, I'm going to snap it. But all the gaboons that I've had, they all once got mites, and it's very weird because none of my other snakes have mites. And it's only the gaboons I get. And yeah, old Dickus over here looks very, very gravid. She did lay infertiles last year, so I'm very, very, very much hoping that the male fertilized her. So we have a bunch of snouted cobra eggs out here, but she hasn't eaten for about 3 or 4 months. So with that size on her, there's something in there. But yeah, gonna clean up and I'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. Okay, so put some more substrate back in here. The fake greenery that's actually meant for fish tanks that got donated to me. But let's get this little brother out. He's a bit of a hissy fissy pants, and he is a bit small for his size because obviously when I treated him for mites, I had to handle him a lot, and these snakes are very, very prone to getting stressed out. But check how gorgeous this animal is after popping out of his shed. Absolutely stunning. This is the West African gaboon viper, not the East African. The main difference is that these guys only have one teardrop underneath their eye, so that black mark, and then the East Africans have 2. And obviously they don't have the nose. These guys are Bitis rhinoceros, and then the East Africans are Bitis gaboonica. Let's see if he wants some water. He was in a bath there, but let's see if he wants some. You just want to explore. Okay, so I'm going to leave him alone for a little bit. I'm going to try and feed him off camera, but yeah, hopefully he does well in his new setup. Hopefully he likes the substrate. A little bit of enrichment, but let's hop on to the eastern green mamba that wanted to kill me. Okay, he popped out a shed. Again, when I say he wanted to kill me, it's just a joke. Obviously he didn't want to kill me, just wanted to get away. But let's see how he is acting today, because he just had a full shed. Usually has a very, very good shed, but he is a twitchy bastard. Hello. Oh, you're gonna go. Do I even need to handle? Oh, I do have to handle you, but check how luminous green he is. He's absolutely stunning animal, getting very, very big now as well. Absolutely gorgeous eastern green mamba. Look at his luminous green head. He actually has one yellow spot on the side there. Over there. He's just coming back to my hand, so I just did have to stop. Even at this size, they do have a very, very potent neurotoxic venom, so at this size he can still kill me. At the very least he'll put me into respiratory failure, and then I would have to be put on a ventilator. But let's put him in here if he would like to get off the hook. I can't just leave the hook in here because they are very, very arboreal animals. you can say there, look at the strength of this animal. But can't let him go there. Yeah, easier. Beautiful animal. And then check at his shed. He's going to need an upgrade very, very soon. But again, I say it every single time. Why I keep them in these tubs like this is because the heads are very, very small. Check at that. Awesome. Full shed. He's about maybe pushing, I know shed stretch, but he's maybe pushing about 70 centimeters now, which is really good. But all of these enclosures have, display enclosures have gaps in the glass, which I'm very, very worried about his head getting through. I don't want the snake escaping and terrorizing the local neighborhood, which it won't, but you know, it's never a good look when a snake escapes, especially a venomous one. But I'm going to clean up his enclosure and I'll get back to you guys soon. Okay, so sprayed down his enclosure, cleaned up his water. Again, he's going to need an upgrade real soon. I don't like keeping them in here, but it's rather safe than sorry than letting one escape. I mean, that's a bit bigger of an issue than him not having copious amount of space. But yeah, he's zooming around here. You can actually see how big he is. These snakes can get to about 2 meters in length, so he obviously does have a lot of growing to do. But for about a 6-7 month old snake, he is really, really big. Sorry, I'm just concentrating because I do want to have good experiences with him so he's not as twitchy when he grows up. Check how gorgeous that animal is. Absolutely stunning out of shed. I mean, it's not, maybe if I put him by the light here you guys will be able to see it a bit better. His head is luminous green. There's a very faint blue racing stripe down his back, and in between his scales is actually red instead of black, with a normal Eastern green, which was normal Eastern green mother. Sorry, he could have got up to my hand there. But let's just get him swiftly back into his enclosure and then close up. Don't come pop up by the butter. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching today's episode. If you guys did enjoy it, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.